In these streets, there ain't no love. Loyalty will get you killed by just showing love. In these streets, there ain't no love. Loyalty will get you killed by just showing love. Show no love, show no love. I made a few mistakes, so I pray to the man above. Show no love, show no love. Niggas changing up, so I don't know who I can trust. Niggas switching up, so I don't know who I can trust. I'ma know it's time to try and say you fucked up. It's funny how they change them when you treat them like they blood. Swear they wanna see you down, they don't wanna see you up. Everybody claim they love you till your pockets fucked up. I don't know how it feel when a nigga fucked up. Feel like I'm by myself. Deep in my feelings, feel like fuck everybody else. Jealousy got niggas getting beside themselves. And just maintaining, not trying to be like nobody else. If niggas ain't gon' ride, might just lie myself. Got me scratching, so I sit and think by myself. Think by myself. In these streets, there ain't no love. Loyalty will get you killed by just showing love. In these streets, there ain't no love. Loyalty will get you killed by just showing love. Show no love, show no love. I made a few mistakes, so I pray to the man above. Show no love, show no love. Niggas changing up, so I don't know who I can trust.
There's no one to trust, so that's why I only put that shit in me and myself. Got this far from being just that. I decline when they handed out help. I be fine the day that it's over with. Ain't too many like me and I notice it. They ain't really with me and I know the shit. So why I let them fuck me over then? Started with a 5, turned it to a 10. Then repeat it again and again. Treat the glizzy just like a FN. Only fuck niggas gon' get what I'm saying. Stop all that saying you can't, you can, you will, you did. That came from praying, came from remaining the same little man. Come from putting my life in my angel's hand. No matter what, I'ma get this shit right. YOLO, we don't get this shit twice. Yo ho, I'ma get a bitch back. I'm one of a kind, ain't even my type. Said it before, stop believing the hype. Free bro, need to send him a kite. Vam life, I don't live in the life. No promo, I ain't living for life.
In these streets, there ain't no love. Loyalty will get you killed by just showing love. In these streets, there ain't no love. Loyalty will get you killed by just showing love. Show no love, show no love. I made a few mistakes, so I pray to the man above. Show no love, show no love. Niggas changing up, so I don't know who
They
I
be
can
changing
trust.
up. They ain't gonna know who you can trust, huh? Nah, that's
Say
nothing.
what?
Man, Lord Love featuring, I think they little Poppy.
Yeah, that was a nice little
And Gally
vibe, nice intro.
Yeah,
video out too.
you play that whole single.
Nah, I shut it a little short.
Yeah,
The
gave us
video
a
out on YouTube
little
though,
sample.
How much was it?
they can see the visuals on YouTube, man.
Okay. So
I got
we
them
all,
the
so
flies right
it's
over there.
connected to YouTube as well, you saying?
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. What if religious talking, you're taking your nature power away? Okay, religious taking your nature power away.
Man,
Yeah, that's a good concept right
Natural.
there. I like that.
Yeah, natural
Natural,
power away.
yeah, natural power away.
yeah, we were talking about it. I wanted you to explain a little more about, why you feel that way. I feel that way too, but I want to know how do other people feel about it, because I know there's a lot of religion heads out here, and it's hard to really have a safe space to talk about religion. A lot of people talk about another issues, household issues. They talk about race, all that type of thing. But when it comes to religion, it seems like most people get into these debates and these arguments that you never really hear anybody points, or you never really understand where they really coming from. So that's why I think we should have these shows. So Kim, I want to know, how do you feel about it? Do you feel religion is taking away people natural powers, and if so, why so?
Yeah, because when you focus on something else, anything that you focus on something else other than within self is going to take away. It's going to take away a lot of things. It's going to take away the things that the creator is going to try to send to you, so you can be able to read the signs and symbols what God is giving you. And when I'm saying God, I'm talking about the universe and everything natural. Everything is God. The
What's
air,
up, Mr. Christie?
the water, you know, All these things are God. Anything that sustain our life and give us life is coming from the Creator. So if we get caught up in religion, politics, that's the first thing they say. Religion and politics you shouldn't talk about. Why? Because these are the most distracting things, elements that is on earth. Religion and politics. And that's to keep you away from you. The bottom line is it's about you. It's about the individual. And see, we got to understand us carbonated people, we've been taken away from our natural state through slavery, through colonizing, through all these other things, the Jim Crow and all this type of stuff. And what happened, it damaged us spiritually from generation to generation. So we just from slavery, we get a Bible saying this is how we supposed to be, but it tells you that love your slave master. Come on now.
Yeah.
If that's not a trick, but we're going to sing the songs, we're going to praise, and then we giving a deity, the name Jesus is a deity. The letter J wasn't even invented. It wasn't even in part of the alphabet. So how can we just come up with these things and we not only, I know why they came up with these things, but why are we going to accept things that people just give us and be like, okay, dude, that's the way to go. So we got to stop and be intelligent beings that we are and investigate these situations. So how do it take away your natural power? Based on the fact that if you giving your energy to anything other than you, that means you're taking power away from you. The power is giving for you to be able to, so you can navigate on this earth based on the trial time that you are here to learn to take, to get and to receive all that you're supposed to. So when you leave this realm of life we are in, this physical form, and we go back to our natural state or to another dimension or another realm, and we go to another natural state of who we are, then what happens is we allow people, religion, people and things that keep us from being connected to our source. Prime example, one major thing they did, and it took the source, our natural source, away from us in two ways. One, money. Money was more than money. It was worth more than money before it became money. It was a tree. It gave life, oxygen, and it's a living organism. Trees have life. Now we kill that, print it on a piece of paper, something that is no value, it's been devalued into paper. Now that's the most precious thing in the world. That's one. The second part is it killed the life. Then they put God we can trust on the back of it. Then put God we can trust on it. And this is what we seek. Now, even in the word in the Bible, what they say, that the love of money is the root of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
They did, that's in the Bible. See, the Bible gonna give us different things. It's a weaponizer. The book is a weapon.
I'm gonna read your comments in a second.
It's a weapon.
Talk. I'm gonna read it. Your comments in a minute.
Go ahead. You got some comments? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah. What's up, Miss Christie? She said, can you be good and kind and a loving soul just because it's the right thing to do, or do you do it because you are scared of the punishment of an afterlife if you don't? That's a good question, actually. Let me hit on her second one. Malik said, "Peace to the gods." What's up, Malik? You already know what it is with that. Was good. Welcome in. I'm happy to have you always, because you always got gems or something that you're dropping. Miss Christie's other comment said, I read Job. I think she, I don't know too much about it, but I think she said I read Job, the story of Job or something. I
Yeah.
can't worship a deity that is twisted enough to get in a bet with another deity and allow a soul to be tortured over a fucking wager. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we only exist on paper, so what's on your paperwork? The Pope of Rome put in God we trust on the bill. Yeah, very, very true. Very knowledgeable, Malik. Hell yeah.
Wrong. How
Mhm.
y'all feel about what Christy said? You know, she said
Okay.
she read Job, and I cannot worship. She can't worship a deity that is twisted enough to get in a bet with another deity and allow the soul to be tortured over a wager. And I think she talking about when God made a bet with the devil, right?
And he can run
Yeah.
the world.
No, no. What that story is when the devil came to God supposedly and saying that your people will follow me. I can touch them. He said you can't touch none of my people, but you can test them, but you can't hurt them. Talking about Job, he's one of my rightful servant. He'll never turn against me. That was the bet. The devil betted to God that he could turn. But that's crazy. Just to think of that narrative right there, to just let you understand that the book has been written by the thoughts of man and how they feel.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do with God.
To match each era.
You know what I'm saying? Just to match an era of time. That's it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it. And if you got a God that is a jealous God, then why you need, if you're a God and you're a jealous God, you need all these worshiping.
Yeah.
Why? If you the most powerful thing in the world, you shouldn't be jealous at all. You shouldn't even have these type of feelings.
I mean, I would like to
If you all
personally.
knowing, you God, how would you have these type of feelings? Think about it.
I
That's
personally would
man
like to have been born to just simply serve the earth. I would love to just serve, be born and already be in my mind to serve God and serve the earth. And my thing is the things that I'm trying to do. I never needed to read any type of book to not want to trash the earth that I'm or tarnish people's you know uh try to tarnish them as a person, try to downplay somebody, or I don't know, take from somebody, or need to like try to get over, or I didn't need to read anything that told me not to do that. That was just in my mind. That wasn't even necessarily a family taught thing. That's just what I knew was wrong. But I mean, I don't know.
yeah. And see,
It's
we got to
Yeah,
understand that
crazy.
it's a weapon.
This is crazy. I pulled it up, and it seemed like God started the conversation. He said, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came along them. The Lord said to Satan, the Lord said to Satan, from where have you come? Question mark. Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro on the earth, and I'm walking up and down on it. And the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? Like, have you considered my servant Job? There's none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man. So he the one who initiated the bet. You know, he wasn't even the devil wasn't even thinking about Job. God just wanted him to test him for him. You know, so is God in this scenario using the devil as a weapon to see who really believe in him and who don't? Because without Satan, how would he be able to know, do you really love and trust him?
Now,
That's
bro, the bottom line to that, man, let me tell you something, man. If that don't sound like a man, not a spiritual God, that sounds like a man thought to keep us trapped in believing the devil and the God. It's yin and the yang. It's a duality. Everybody got good,
symbolic in some
everybody
way
got
about you.
everybody got good, everybody got bad in them. You have to have both. The universe, God, He explained that to us. He gave it two of everything. Two of everything. We got two hands, two everything matches. Everything that we have on our body.
10:34.
So
Mm.
why would if you're a God, why you should know I'm not serving nobody who don't know if I love him or not. That's crazy. So what the purpose of praying to God,
What
giving your
what's the
whole,
mystery for?
but what did you praying to God for? And you praying and praising him, talking in tongues, and he still got, God got to figure out that you love him, that you for him. That don't make sense.
We're not
It
thinking about
don't.
the
We make sense.
symbolism in the script. Are you
Yeah, we
talking
make
about
sense.
as in terms of original text and where things came from? Because I do know about the layers of where these different religions got their sources from, and trying to change uh certain down to how uh certain people were dressed. Even down to trying to emulate that and put it in the storyline. So I do understand where certain things came from, but clarify for me if you don't mind. That's
Yeah.
What I
symbolism,
meant,
same
what
shit.
I
I think you
said.
might be on the same thing I'm talking about.
No,
Okay.
he's talking about
My bad. I'm talking about
he
the
said-
comments. Malik Bey was commenting a few things,
What
and
but
he
I think he
say?
just clarified.
he basically saying that it's symbolism. Like a lot of people don't understand. That's why you see the sun behind every picture of Jesus. You know, and he's a sun god. And when they say he walked on water, they don't actually mean he walked on water. You know, like we see the sun
He talking
reflect
about the
off
sunrise and
all the time.
sunsetting on the water.
Yeah, you know, so it's a lot of stuff that I think deal with astronomy, and that's why they tell us to stay away from it. But it's like
Sounds like
even when they
God has
had
some
to
major
find the
insecurities.
directions to Christ,
His mama didn't
they
love
had
him
to
enough.
follow the stars. What's that, Trey?
Oh no, my bad. I'm trying
It's
just
gonna pick
reading
up
comments in
every time you
general. She
read the
said it
comments.
sounds
It's
like
gonna
God
pick
has
up.
some major insecurities. Maybe his mommy didn't love him enough.
Oh my goodness.
It
I
just
mean, you got to say that, and the bottom line is why these stories it got loopholes in it because the story came from one of the source that we see it there. We don't take our time to study it and get the understanding of it because it's different. It's the Anunnakis. Bottom line, that's the same story of the Anunnakis.
I mean, if I've been
So
told my whole life really that you can't look up anything else, you can't, read into anything
they
else,
don't
or
want
else
you to, because if you look up
yeah,
anything else, that's just like your master saying you cannot read because I don't want you to be more educated than me. I don't want you to understand what we are doing to you is wrong. We don't want you to get no common sense, no comprehension, whatsoever about life and yourself. So now we don't want you to go outside. We want you to go and stay in this trap.
yeah. I mean, I think historically it's a problem. If it's always been, I don't know, like I don't understand how people ignore um the timeline. I don't even want to say of any specific religion, but following, if you read anything about these religions, how they came to be, how they made their way to different, land masses. I don't really understand why we. I don't know how people swear by something but ignore the lineage.
The facts.
Yeah, the facts, really.
Yeah, you want me to tell you how? When you're brainwashed. When you're brainwashed and you've been brainwashed ever since you're a child, from generation, this is generation of curse.
Hmm.
So when you're getting brainwashed that long, so much, so it's going to trickle down.
What is that? What is that? Psalms chapter 84, verse 11 through 12. For
Yeah,
the Lord God is for the Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord bestows favor and honor. No good thing does he withhold For those who walk is blameless. O Lord of hosts, blessed is the man who trusts in you.
he
But my
found
thing is, I don't understand. I never understood having to. Why do I have to find you? Like, I just feel like I can dream about all this stuff. I can control my dreams. Remember that I'm in the dream every night. Fully narrate my own dream, but I can't narrate my way to just talking. Even if you have to, for some reason, show up as an individual, and you can't just. But why don't you just show up in the sky? I mean, everybody says that it's too much for our eyes to see, but why, if you my dad? Why, if you my father? Why, if you my creator, would it be hard for me to see my parent? When I look at my mom, I look at my dad, my eyes don't burn. I came from you. There's nothing about you that's should be hard to accept, hard to absorb, or nothing like that.
You know
It
why they
makes
tell you that?
no
They
sense
tell
to
you that
me.
to keep confusion going on. If he's God, he loves you, you should be able to see him, correct?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So we got to understand that with the Bible and all these books of religion out there, we got to understand they talking about deities. There are many gods. They little g's. They are not
Yeah.
the one God who controls all. So
Yeah.
these deities, they that's how we get trapped into praising different deities, but not
No, that's not in
knowing,
my comment.
watch this, not knowing that you say you want to, you should be able to see your father, he's God. Well, call your father up and talk to him because he is the God that brought you into the world. Your mother, the God is the portal that from dimension to bring into this dimension.
Right.
And your father's the Godship of that. See, if we
Oh,
keep it plain and simple, see, they making it spooky, our father and all this and that, and here's too bar to bear. It's not like that. God come to you every night. He's on you every day. He's with you right now. When you breathe in that air, that's God. See,
right.
they making it spooky. You know what you
Yeah.
do.
Well, there's no fear there.
No, I'm saying
That's one thing.
what I mean, make it
Oh,
spooky way as though like God is out of reach. So they do that to make you look outside of yourself.
I'll give you that.
When you look outside of yourself, then you're gonna keep looking. But when you look within self and know who you are, learning yourself, then you see yourself. Because you are God.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with.
that generally ruffles a lot of feathers when people say
And
that.
so
What did you say, Melly? I mean, Molly.
I was saying, Malik, I really just believe it's a sun book. I think all of them just worshiping the sun. And before that, they called them Ra. They called them different names. There's a lot of sun god, Horus. And I know that because he had 12 disciples. It's like that's why you got 12 zodiacs evolving around the sun. They just talking how the sun go around, the world throughout the zodiacs. And even when you think about if you look up the lot of the zodiacs like Pisces and all that, that's betrayal, and that's what Judas was. So when you start to link the disciples with the zodiac signs, you start to see that's where they came from. All the disciples ain't nothing but the zodiacs that's out there with the sun.
Hmm.
That's why it's always gonna be 12 disciples, 12, and they just give them names. So it's like they was talking about the sun and how it gives us life. And I always remember when I was young when people say, "Don't stir into the sun; it will blind you." Like how they say, God
Hmm.
will blind you. You can't see him. That's how much it will blind you and all that. And that's exactly what they
That's
describe
right, Christy.
the sun. So I think it's really a sun book, and a lot of people get on other people for being sun worshipers, and they don't know they're sun worship too. You if you praising Jesus, you sun worship. Like that's why you will see any depiction of him with the sun behind him. That little circle behind him, that's a depiction
Hmm.
of the sun. A lot of people just don't know they out here worshiping the sun.
Hmm.
Jesus, Zeus, literally trans.
Jesus literally translates to the son of
Son of
Zeus.
Zeus, look, yeah, got that.
The sun doesn't
Hercules.
appear. What do you think will happen to us? We will freeze. LOL.
Yeah, that's it. He's our
The
savior.
sun is the risen savior. It gives us energy so that we may live. Yeah, I mean,
And
shit.
it dies the winter solstice. It dies December 25th and comes back or something like the 24th or something. Come back on the 25th and be reborn again. So that's why you get Jesus' birthday December 25th. It ain't got nothing to do with a person. It got only thing to do with the sun.
Hmm.
Because I can't imagine how they felt when they first was tracking the sun and they thought it was gone for a couple of days. Like, oh, where the sun go? And
Yeah,
it
no.
came back. That's when Jesus died and came back to life. They talking about the sun. It rolled out for a couple of days. We was like, hold up, what's gonna happen without it? And then when it returned, it was like, oh, we're gonna make a celebration of this. Around
Hmm.
this time, that's when Jesus returned, and that's why it don't make sense. But that's why they be like April Fools because that's different.
People tend talking about praise Waterbury.
Crazy
Yeah,
water
that's.
barrier.
I'm really into astrology, so I like tying stuff like that to something like the Bible or whatever too, just to see what I get out of it.
Yeah, and that's the topic is the religion taking your natural powers away. And I just want to think of what's some of the natural things that y'all think we'd be able to do that we don't do today that y'all might see on movies and they portray as magic and shit like that. What are some of the things you think that they keeping us from doing, basically by tapping into religion or any other thing you might be tapped into?
Um,
Communicating without moving our lips.
yeah, telepathy. Yeah.
Telepathy. Okay. Anything, Trey?
Um, that was actually the first thing that my mind went straight to. Um, I believe in the ability to I think it's telekinesis, which is the ability to have influence on things around you.
Yep.
Which though I feel like we had there's evidence of giants that walk this realm that we're in some time ago. I definitely think definitely believe in, and because a lot of videos, a lot of not videos but movies show it, especially like X-Men, but the ability to be able to use your mind and channel it to channel the frequency that you're pushing to be able to move something out of the way or have influence on physical objects.
Yeah, I ain't gonna believe this, but every superhero that we look on Marvel, DC, is us. It was the black gods that was able to do these things. Superman black. That's why you notice Black Adam, right?
Okay.
Black
You know,
Ad.
Black Adam, he can't nothing stop him. So, you got all these
Street dreams.
characters. See, television, TV, television. They're going to mix it so it can be entertaining, but it's always a message out of all of it, because you got to realize TV, television. Watch this. Programming, TV programs mean programming. You know, all these things literally mean something, and it's a reason for the word, and it's all witchcraft.
But my
But they
question
called it
is,
witchcraft, but it was natural power that we had because we are accommodated people. And
so
we don't have to believe it, but our ancestors are the Anunnakis. Because Adam was created through that. Some of us was coming from the Adam bloodline. Adam was created through the Anunnaki, through science, through a scientific way. You know what I'm saying? That they had that knowledge way back then. This stuff they doing now is nothing new underneath the sun. So we have the power to do all of these things.
Man, you pause for 5 seconds and keep going again, boy.
if we were taught how to develop these senses
Uh-huh.
instead of fear themselves or believe they're wrong, I'd love to see how we could evolve these traits over time. Okay.
Well, it's coming because the universe, not the universe,
Giants were
but the
here.
earth is on a shift.
Program and television. That's why people think that they can be a fairy. They can be in the fairy tale relationships. I mean, my question is, how many people are willing to give it up? Because I don't. I have all the Hulu, Netflix, HBO, this, all whatever you can think of is upstairs or on that TV right there in front of my face, and I don't want it. I don't like, my family thinks I'm weird because I can't sit up there for 5 minutes with them. Nah, because I can't sit on the couch and absorb something without a reaction from it, like an open reaction from it. So I
Mm.
realized how much control this screen still has over y'all. You can't even shut the fuck up and watch a 2 hour movie without being so whatever driven, floored, or whatever by it that it takes you like, gets you enraged. So I'm wondering how many people can actually give it up and leave it alone. And not do it every day, not tune in and tap into, you can watch a movie, stuff like that, but I'm talking about like openly sitting in front of the TV for hours. How many people can actually give that up? That's my question. They created us to work for them here. We're tired of working, so they made people LOL to do it for them. That's why we treat it like nothing, because we actually are nothing. Well, everybody has their, you
And I
know.
think we do the same thing. We are what created us. That's why every time you turn around, we creating something to make the job easier. We had to get up, cut off the TV. Now shit, create a remote so you ain't gotta get up. So it's just like we don't want to walk anywhere, create a car, create a bike, create a plane. We always creating things, but at the same time, those things got good and bad things that come with it. Now we got a lot more deaths that occur because of car accidents, because of airplanes and stuff crashing. So it's like we do the same thing that they do. We try to create things to make things easier on us, and that's why I can believe a lot that what Malik saying is like, if these people was giants and they was way smarter than us or God like, it's like, why would they be out here building homes and stuff like that? They probably used us to build whatever they had to build, and eventually they don't need us no more, but they don't want to just wipe us out. They're allowing us to just live. So at the same time, I don't think they gonna intervene. It takes us if we want to be good or we want to be evil. If you want to be God or you want to be the devil, I think it comes to us. But a lot of these stories, I think, it's to keep us confused. Because once we all be on the same page, we will know who in control of everything. We will really know where we come from. We'll really know what powers we have. But it's some people that was created just like us to keep us where we at. They know these gods. I think it's some people out here that actually talk to some of these people who built these pyramids or know who built these pyramids, because it's too many doors out here that's giants that only a giant can open and walk through. It's like, why would
Like
us
taller than
humans,
your house type of
yeah,
doors.
why would us
Yeah.
humans create something that we can't actually use? And it don't make sense. So it shows that before we got here, it was something here before us that was a lot bigger than we was, and it could be us. Is another theory I be thinking about. The sun is a lot closer than it was back then. And the closer, the sun become, the shorter we become. It's no different than the fish tank. The more room the fish got to grow in it, the bigger the fish is. We in a smaller tank now, a fish bowl, a globe, whatever you like to believe it. But the dome is actually shrinking. So it's closer to us, with not allowing us to grow as tall as they was growing, not allowing the trees to grow as big as they trees was growing, the fruits and everything. So I think
Mm.
they could have just been a lot bigger than us, but just still the same. Still had the same advanced tech that we had, but they planes was bigger. They trains, everything was just bigger. They animals and everything. So when we see fossil bones of one of they lions, we like, shit, this was a dinosaur. The whole time that could have been one of their house pets. That could have been
Yeah.
a regular pet for them. It might be small compared to them, but that's my theory. What's your thoughts, King? You back with us? I was hearing a little echo.
Yeah, yeah, I'm back. Um, the thing is, everything is similar to everything what you were saying and what Malik was saying. We were slaves on Anunnaki. Yeah, you gotta go to the Samaritan books that tells you how things started. Which back then, when the Anunnaki came and came into the earth to get our resources, you know, they portrayed it as gods. That's how back then they took them as gods due to the fact you coming from a whole nother place. You able to do certain things that they can't. The intelligence was much higher than
Right,
the
Malik.
smartest of them, you know. So yeah, so the thing is that them doors was open for because they was the gods that they was made, but we was slaves. The create y'all got to read the true creation of Adam and Eve. Why you think you got a Lilith and an Eve? Where's the God and Eve? We got to realize that was a laboratory. You ain't got to take you ain't got to take me to investigate it. Look at the tablets. Look at the hidden knowledge that was hidden from us. That's what we got to do.
I'm trying to have an internal library for you to give people access to and pass around the most authentic like literature. I mentioned it on the show one time too, but us having a source that when we need to tap into certain information, like it's all this factual information, not no shit you found on Amazon, not no shit you think you're gonna get off Barnes and Noble. That type of shit is in these people that are vendors and have books that are old and worn down. That's the original stuff. For a lot of this stuff we're trying to fill in, but I'm gonna formulate sometimes. I'm not even gonna ask nobody else. I'm just gonna formulate something of myself that the information can be pulled from, like a giant digital library or some shit that we can just pull stuff we need to look into and tap into. We can pull from the most original whatever we can find and just compile that because
And
it's too many people that's telling me what I need to see out of this world.
yeah. All they doing is telling you what somebody else told them, and somebody else told them. So it's just passed on information, and sometimes we'll know if it's good or bad. Even with Adam, I'd be like Adam and Eve. It makes sense, but until I found out an atom, like what an atom
Yeah.
is, not AD, but ATOM.
Yeah.
The functional matter that comes like property of your body is chemicals, is an element that comes first. Atom came before a human, so it's like that what comes first. So it makes sense why I would say Adam. Like yeah, Adam was first man. Yeah, Adam, the atom. And they out there got them colliders and stuff crashing these things together to see how life was created
What
because they
Christy said?
studying the atoms, So I think that's what they came up with a lot of the names from, I think it was talking about
Well,
us
they
just
they
like
they put the atom out there
What she
because
say?
it give it a multiple. It give them like multiple answers, like the atom split of an atom. But the first name of the man was the Adamu. That was the name Adamu.
Domo.
Yeah, that was the first man. Was
Yeah.
Adam was Adamu, and that was created by the Anunnakis. I think it was Isaac. Don't I get the footage in the text, but I think it was Isaac who carried the baby, not 9 months, but 10 months, and it was the first Adamu, the first man. That was Adam.
Yeah, and that's tough because it's still gonna say who impregnated the mother. Then they're
Yeah.
gonna say, "Oh, well, it was a virgin birth," and that brings us right back to the story of Jesus
So
or
that,
all the
that's where
birth.
they got the virgin birth from.
It's like
Because she
until I
planted the seed. Because you got to realize they had technology that she can put the seed in her womb.
understand who made the technology. Was it all women? Was it an island full of women that's making all this technology? How did they all was born? Who gave them birth? Was all them born to virgins?
All I know is
That's what
one
you
thing.
see. It's
One thing
tough.
I do know for sure that the first woman that was born, I mean, the oldest person on earth they found finds bones is a woman.
It
That I
gotta
do know.
it gotta be. We all come out of one man, you know. So it's just like it never makes sense, but it's a good theory that people can come up with stories on, like who's the first man. Like right now, we can make a story and say the first man was Marley. Like I
Right.
can write in a book like the first man they created name was Marley. And 1,000 years from now, who the world gonna be able to debate with that?
Right.
That's the only thing. Is just like I don't know who was first. I don't think it was just one person. That's just like making one PlayStation 5 when it come out. Like no, they make lots of them. So I just think
No.
like it wasn't one man or one woman, and
Mm-mm.
that's why we able to procreate because it wasn't just one person created at one time with the same genetics. Because if that's the case, we all just incest. We all come from one man and woman.
Yeah, which
We
is,
out here just incesting with each other. We
No,
fucking
see,
they
see,
but then you
see,
cousins.
see how
no,
that doesn't work in
no,
this realm. Like
no, no,
incest
no,
fucks
no.
your bloodline up. So how
The
how they
purpose, the purpose of the creation of man, of Adamu, man was already been here.
yeah.
We talking about the Anunnaki coming taking over the planet, building. Okay, so the Adamu, what that was created based on, so they can breed. That was a breeding facility because they didn't want to keep doing the work. They are harvesting their own work, so but they couldn't use the people, the regular Samaritans without splicing the DNA to give them more strength, give them more intelligence to be able to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Adam was the first genetic made Adamu man of their liking. That's where that comes from.
Mm.
Yeah.
So now that's a breeding place, so they can do breeding and get more people, so they can do slave work, to do their work. So it wasn't the first man created. First man created, whatever the revolution or whatever, how the creator, the Most High did it. But the Samaritans was here, but they used the DNA of a Samaritan with the DNA of the Anunnakis, and that's why we can do what we do. That's how we evolved.
I wonder if that's why they created the different races to help with the inbreeding issue.
It can be.
To balance and wash certain things out, or to help add certain this and that to.
It
I
can
don't know.
be. We slice DNA now, you know. So
Just being a slave, just being a slave to do their work because they're here to get resources because their planet, their situation is off. So they come here. This is the natural resources here. So, but they they couldn't keep doing the slave work, you know, and that's how they created Adamu, Adam, the first man. That's how they got them so they can breed and make more slaves. And but we still got their DNA. But what the trickery part of, because the Bible tells you that Adam and Eve, the serpent came and he bit the apple and all that. Nah, what it was Enlil, Amara, Enlil, and Enki. Enki was the one that the Bible quote unquote says the serpent and the snake. But Enki told Eve that you're greater than us. Y'all was telling her the truth about who they were. Amara didn't want that because every time we say amen, we saying we giving lineage to Amun Ra.
Yeah.
Every time we say amen.
That's true.
You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was the jealous little g on earth, praising as he was God. Even with, now watch this, this is so simple. Even with the Tower of Babylon. How you gonna have a Tower of Babylon? You building something to get to heaven? That don't make sense. But you gonna walk all the way up there?
Yeah.
Ain't this a distance?
Yeah.
Do you want to walk up to all the way up to the Empire State Building or the Monument Steps? No. You know it's past there. It was a rocket that they was building that was gonna go and take them to the other place, and Amara didn't want that power like that. That's how everybody got scattered in their language. Because you got to realize we came from them. So that had control.
Yeah.
He had control.
Give you that.
Yeah. So fellas, look, hey, we got deep in it. I appreciate it, but I gotta see my next to the youngest daughter. Give her a gift. Her birthday was yesterday.
That's what's
and
up.
Everything. But I'm glad we got that out. You know.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true, brother. You know.
That's Christy Bacon, the comment you read right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's real, I can't see it, it's real little.
That's all right.
Yeah. That's true. That's true, Queen.
Yeah.
And so, hey, look, can we do this tomorrow? I got some footage I want to show tomorrow.
Go
on a lot of things we're talking about.
Yeah, you can definitely get done again. Can definitely get done again. It ain't no problem.
Finish it up. And what I can say to everybody out there who's listening,
happy birthday.
Man, just look in the mirror, understand who you are.
David.
You know, believe in yourself. You are the God to be able to do things in this world the way you want them to. Believe in self. Take fear out the equation. And the fear is nothing but a tool that they use against us to keep us in bondage. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you say? My opinion, religion is from. Oh yeah, exactly. It's a control factor.
Right.
So look, I'm out. Peace and love. Hey, let's do it again tomorrow.
King.
Yeah, that's what's up. Shit, can't wait. Yeah, I can't want to do it again.
Malik, appreciate tapping in.
Christy Bacon. Yeah, thank you for tapping in, giving your comments. Damien and David, y'all wrote in a little late this time. We was on here probably about like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah,
but we can, have it again tomorrow, and I can remember to tag y'all specifically so y'all just be tapped in from the beginning.
We gotta get right off because Cam gotta go. Cam gone. Cam, you out. We see. Ain't out
Nate,
here.
that's my middle name.
Yeah,
All right.
right, damn right, old school. Shout. You talking about what show is this? Yeah, you don't know
It
about the
ain't
pop
the
up.
little side
It's the
shit. It
pop
ain't
ups,
even
man.
no
You don't know about the
none of
pop
that.
ups, man. This shit over here
Yeah,
get
we know you ain't know. Ain't nobody
get
really
some of
know.
these comments before I go, cause King, once he get going, he don't let you in, and we'll read right over all the comments. I like when
Yeah.
people get into the conversation, cause then they can stay into it. I don't like to just skip over people questions and stuff
Yeah, I
like
did try to hit on everybody's
that. I
whatever
want
comes up as soon as it
to
does. That's usually it's
different
natural
races.
gaps in conversation that let me like jump in when there's a pause. But if
Yeah,
it just flows, it's not a time for me to stop and be
and
like, "Hey, what's
King
up, this
paused a lot.
person?"
King paused a lot. He'd say something, he'd pause for like 3 seconds, then he'd start talking, and you be like,
I'm
hold up.
already trained from the morning show. It's double dutch. Your ass jump the fuck in when it's
Yeah,
open. You don't wait.
I like
You
it
say
more.
what you gonna say so people can hear it. But thank you for everybody that's
Appreciate
tapping in.
it.
Y'all, rolling in. Everybody know
Uh,
like take like 20 minutes or so
Chrissy,
to kind of
on that
be
one,
live before they start rolling in. I wonder if
based
that's why
off,
they created a different races to help with the inbreeding
yeah,
issue.
based off his what he was saying, it seemed like that could be an issue because he was saying he was slicing DNA. That's what these lowercase gods was doing. That's how they created Adam. But I just think like Adam probably was their first perfect creation. What about the ones they was fucking up on? And
Yeah,
even
that didn't go right.
yeah, even in them books, when he left the Garden of Eden, where was he going? The city's already built, So it's
Right.
like, who is these people they talking to, and like, who is these other people outside of the Garden of Eden? Where they come from? That's the only thing with these people that was natural people from the earth, and that's what I'm saying. You might be right with the different racist, because whatever they was creating probably came out looking a little bit more like them on the color side. And for
Yeah.
everybody else that was naturally outside of the garden, they all probably had one shade or they all probably was similar. They all one kind. But now you got a lot of them coming from these atoms mixing up with the people that's naturally from the earth, and now they
Hmm.
started all these different races, So you got a good point with that one. I didn't get the it wasn't Lucy. Lucy was a monkey. You know about that?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I didn't have no response because I didn't know.
Happy
What
birthday
all he
to
was
your
talking about.
daughter. Happy lady
Hell yeah.
birthday. My nephew's birthday
Let's see.
was
Get some
yesterday.
balloons.
He
Let's
said,
see if that shit work. Yeah, work on here
plus
too.
I didn't know about this.
Oh
Congrats.
yeah, it wasn't no.
This
Yeah,
for
it
years,
just
man.
popped up.
Probably
Pop
about
up
4 years
pop up
now. We
conversation.
do pop up conversations with certain shows. A lot of people don't talk about a lot of things that I like to talk about, and it ain't
Mm.
because they don't want to. It's because they're not
That's
really
what's up,
interested.
Damien.
So it is.
Yeah,
What it is. Say
I
my
like him
milk
all
will
bad.
bring all the girls to the yard. Yeah, you definitely ain't getting a link. We ain't talking about shit like that, man. Strip
uh-uh.
club, love all types. I'm in. Nah, we on something else. I'm gonna share
Yeah,
this
we ain't
Monique
into none of
video.
that shit. We try. Oh yeah,
And
I love this joint. I seen
yeah, we
this.
give our opinion on this, then we gonna get up out of here, man. Cause
That part.
I thought I was the only one feeling the way she been feeling, but I feel this way too. Let me know how y'all feel about it.
Are you a Christian? No. You're not a Christian? Do you believe in God?
I believe in the universe.
How about God?
You call it God, I call it the universe. The universe is everywhere. So I believe everything starts with the universe. The love I have for the universe allows me to love everybody with no judgment whatsoever. Whatever you do, however you do it. So I don't play in groups. I don't play Christianity. I don't play Muslim. I don't play Baptist. I simply play love. I belong to the group called Love, and I believe in the universe.
So when you say universe, are you saying the universe is God?
Right.
Oh.
Yes, that's you call it God. I say the universe. I say it's always, everywhere, all the time, sees all things, everything. So what you say, God, because see, for me, in my humble opinion, especially in our community, God got a lot of restrictions. God got a lot of rules. God jealous. God be mad as shit, Jesse. God gonna punish you and send you to hell. I don't want to fool with him. God costs 10% of my money. Well, wait a minute. Why am I paying? What am I? So for me, it got to Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I just say, I want to just love you, and that's it.
Amazing. Are you a
Amazing.
I'm rocking with that.
What's
I
your
can rock
thoughts
with
on
that
that,
sentiment.
Ray? She basically saying, she ain't a Christian or anything like that. She part of love. She not part of no group. She don't judge people, and that's how I feel. And a lot of
Yeah.
people don't, they feel like you should be part of something. I get looked at differently because I believe in love and nature. Like I don't need to read a book. I don't need to be part of some
Mhm.
group that says you should pray like this and do this and do that. I agree with everything she was saying. That's how I've been living my life for a long time. But to hear her say it was special. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts on it? Show your hearing her say the things she said.
That I've always shared that sentiment. Before some of the people that slid through here now, luckily they're here because it's still opens up more conversation or provokes more thought. Even if they don't comment something in the comment section, at least people might go home from what they go home with something from what they picked up from what we've been talking about so far. But I didn't never needed any type of uh anything to treat people correctly. I mean, half these people that I know that talk on and speak on these things, they swear by a certain religion. They swear by, um, the things that they put onto the forefront and say that they, put their lives on the line for, and then they still, at the end of the day, don't live a certain way. They still carry jealousy. They still, jealousy in their heart. There's still an ego attached to them, which, shows that they and displays that they are not whole like they claim to be whole. Because if God or your whatever you follow is supposed to fill you, then act like you're filled. Because a lot of behavior that I see out in this atmosphere, it shows that people are looking to still be filled. They're still looking for a certain type of validation. There's still a void that they're trying to, fill in with, whatever it is they get immersed in. It's their action. So it could be envy or jealousy of someone. It could be just, you know, fucked up behavior to be honest. But it rings true. I look at and analyze people who swear by something. I never wanted to rob nobody, never wanted to uh get over on somebody. I never had bad intentions behind the things I do for someone or with someone. I didn't need to read anything to tell me that. I
Yeah.
don't I don't see nobody even growing their own food, let alone anything else for themselves or being close to any true source. So don't talk to me about religion if you're chowing down on fast food and stuff. If you can't get away from that, don't talk to me about anything else because I feel like the things that you should be doing and should be mastering, I feel like though I'm not perfect at all, I'm already doing those things and I'm actively, doing the things that people should be doing that swear by religion, personally.
hmm And I like that David FMG said we
Yeah,
are
born in
born to
love. We had
love
talked earlier.
and we are
Mm-hmm.
taught to hate. And
Mm-hmm.
and people don't even know it, and I see it all the time. Like when kids young, I see parents telling them, don't share your stuff. Don't let them do that. Don't do this and don't do that. You just be like, damn, like you ain't gonna teach your kids. It's different with sharing and being taken advantage of. You don't want them just taking your stuff. But
Yes.
if you got other kids out there and your kid got a whole big ass bag of chips, don't let him run out there with the other kids. The other kids gonna ask, and now you got the kids out there saying, "Can I have some chips?" And this kid like, "No, no, I ain't got a shit." And they mother tell him, "Nope, them his. Tell your mother get your own chips." But it's like you teaching them already to be selfish, and you don't
Yeah.
know it. And then when you
Yeah.
start being selfish to you wonder where this come from. I ain't raised you to be. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
It's just that at the end of the day, he young right now. So when you tell him to do certain things, he'll do it. But when he start to get older, he gonna start looking at and you can look like,
Right.
what? Can you nah? Like nah,
Yes.
because you never installed that into them. And I see that a lot with kids. They get taught to be hateful. You go out there and you fight. Oh, he took this, go whoop his ass. Just
Mm-hmm.
always something negative instead of something positive. And I think most kids they is love. Like you see white kids playing with black kids, Spanish kids, China. You put
Mm-hmm.
all them babies in a room, they would love each other and play with each other. But one of them kids or two of them kids getting taught to fight, to be, aggressive towards other people. And it could be a fun game that they play in the house with their parents, but it's still you programmed to be a fighter. He gonna like to fight. it ain't been bad to him. It's just playtime. So when he
Yeah.
see other kids, he like, shit, what's up? You know, he like, let's wrestle, let's play, you know. So I'm with that, Dave. You know, I really think that, but I think anybody, you as you get older and you start to realize you lead anything with love, it just avoids a lot of bullshit. You know, like it's a lot of things you can argue with somebody, but you think about like, all right, how can I respond with love? And I think that's what a lot of these books can teach, and a lot of them do teach it. It's just that a lot of people don't install it into their life. Used to with them bands, what would Jesus do? That just reminding you at this moment what would I do out of love? You know, because Jesus showed mostly things out of love. He ain't judge people on what they did and who you was. You can be a criminal or you can be a fucking a hooker. It didn't matter. He didn't judge you for that. And that's what I was getting from Monique. She said, I don't judge people, you know, based off what they did and this and that. But a lot of religions do. They judge you based off, what you eat, what you win, when you pray, when you didn't fast. So it's a lot of rules that people don't like to follow, you know, and that's why I thought people didn't like to be part of religion. I just thought, oh, y'all don't want to listen to God. You know, it's easy when you got the devil on your side. You just want to listen to him. And I'm like, nah,
Nah.
them rules too. They programming you to doing what they want you to do, and it makes sense because I can't control millions and billions of people. But if I can write a book and I can put things in there, if you act a certain way, you would go to this place called hell. Then those people might straighten up. Maybe not everybody, but as long as I get a good majority of them to join and actually live this certain way and being fit to do certain things without the say of Jesus Christ okay with it, then it worked. But I ain't against religion. I'm just not religion, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, you know.
Well, yeah, that's actually the type of energy and narrative that I would want to push too. That you can have a conversation, not understand things, talk about it, have difference in opinions, and not be trying to write something off. I don't need to disrespect somebody for me to have my own opinion. I don't need to tarnish or tell you you're stupid or crazy or
Yeah,
something's wrong with you because you believe in the following. I can fully be, you know, immersed in your world and vice versa and have a difference in opinion. Now that is what is lacking to me is the ability to have the conversation. For someone who swear, it's the people that swear by it really that can't see another way. Like you don't nobody's trying to get you to think, oh, it's the devil trying to tempt me to nah. If you are standing 10 toes down on anything you believe in, if you believe the sky is blue, you should be able to stand 10 toes down, and I should never be able to tell you anything otherwise. But you can at least be able to hear why I think or why I believe or receive it to be something else other than what the common or whatever your opinion is. It's the ability to talk and discuss that I want versus I'm not trying to tell nobody, why what they believe in is crazy or you know, out of this world. That's my problem. But also live that shit. Don't claim, oh, hallelujah, Yankee Doodle, and I
yeah,
don't, and you don't, you cheat on your wife, or you steal from people, or you undermine, you cut people, you lowball people, you don't want to help nobody, you don't feed nobody, So that's, you know,
yeah.
so
Gotta practice what you preach.
yeah.
I like to say, practice what you preach. Hey, we're gonna be back. Next time we come back, we're gonna be talking about how would the world be without religion and can humanity exist without it? You know, so that's gonna be a tough one. Hopefully my boy Rev will pop in, my boy Ron and Don. I know
I would
Hakeem
love to hear them differences in
Trey will
opinions
be
and stuff
back.
too.
Let me know if Dave you want to join. I see Dame say he'll want to join, so that'd be good. Christy, you had some good comments.
Yeah,
Let me know if
definitely
you
would love
want
to
to
see him
join.
come through here and
And,
speak up.
and Malik, you always welcome, brother.
He the
And
main one dropping knowledge, so I'm always going to
all
give
the
Malik his
time.
little kudos.
And
He the
Uncle E
main
gonna
one.
pop in. He gonna explain to us the difference between a male and a man.
Oh
He
yeah,
said it's not
but
the
there is a
same.
difference,
He
y'all.
said it's a
Beta.
difference between a male and a man. He said, males are betas and a man is a man. So
Beta.
I was like, you gotta break that down to me because I never heard that. So I definitely for sure want y'all to tap into that one because he says a lot of males out here pretending to be men. I was like, hold up, a male is a man. He said, nah, a male is a version of a female. That's why It's
Yep.
called a male.
Male and
I was
female.
like, wow. He said males out here got a lot of female tendencies. A man don't. It's a difference. So I said we're gonna come on the show and we're gonna talk about that. Funny Man Green said send him the link for sure. I got you, Funny Man. I'm gonna make sure.
Hell yeah. Join in on that. I know you have a lot to say on that.
Yeah, until then, y'all make sure y'all watch us tomorrow on the Morning Max show. Y'all already know my girl Riri. Funny Man Green definitely be on there. Me and my boy Trey. You never know who else might pop in there with us.
Yeah, that part too. Well, just let it be known that this shit is open, so ain't nobody arguing you down or whatever. You had a full right to believe what you want to believe. I love spaces like this where we can actually talk, and I want to see what people think. I want to know about. I don't want to talk all the time. I want to hear from other people. So
yeah, I want to hear why you believe Jesus. Why you believe in Muhammad? When did you start, believing? When you stop believing? When did you start learning about other religions? What did you eat? What's in your diet? We need to talk about this.
Shit, tell me how nobody can sway you from believing in what you believe in. Tell me how you standing 10 toes down on what it is that you do, swear by and that is immersed in your family. Tell me why you not ever gonna be swayed. I'm open to all opinions.
Well, hey, y'all go check out my nephew Lil Single on YouTube. It's a little preview of it.
Hold on, I think I got it.
Show no love. Lil Love featuring Lil Poppy. Check him out, man. This shit great. You gotta try.
When a nigga fuck them, feel like I'm by myself. Deep in my feelings, feel like fuck everybody else. Jealousy got niggas getting beside themselves. I'm just maintaining, not trying to be like nobody else. If niggas ain't gon' rap, I just lie myself. Got me scrapping, so I sit and think by myself. In these streets, there ain't no love. Loyalty will get you killed, I just show love. In these streets, there ain't no love. Loyalty will get you killed, I just show love. Show no love, show no love. Made a few mistakes, so I pray to the man above. Show no love, show no love. Niggas changing up, so I don't know who I can trust.
There's no one to trust, so that's why I only put that shit in me and myself. Got this far from being just that. I decline when they handed out help. I be fine the day that it's over with. Ain't too many like me and I notice it. They ain't really with me and I know the shit. So why I let them fuck me over then? Started with a 5, turned it to a 10. Then repeat it again and again. Treat the glizzy just like a FN. Only fuck niggas gon' get what I'm saying. Stop all that saying you can't, you can, you will, you did. That came from praying, came from remaining the same little man. Come from putting my life in my angel's hands. No matter what, I'ma get this shit right. YOLO, we don't get this shit twice. Yo ho, I'ma get a bitch back. I'm one of a kind, I ain't even my type. Said it before, stop believing the hype. Free bro, need to send him a kite. Vam life, I don't live in the life. No promo, I ain't living for life.
In these streets, there ain't no love.